There we are. Welcome back to Morning Coffee, everybody. I am Mark Cook, and we are in the house with the boss. It is time now for Breakfast with the Boss. We do it every Thursday morning right around this time, and I'm going to hand it over to the boss himself, Mr. Scott Tager. Good morning, Scott. How are you?
Mark? I'm doing great. How are you?
I know if you know me.
The last guest you had was so interesting.
Yeah, she's great, wasn't she?
She was.
Bridge Players Theater, they're doing such great work over there. They've been around for 41 years. They're older than I am.
Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there. So you were born premature, now you're just immature?
Oh, come on
there
now.
No,
Yeah, you got to take that little dig. Listen,
right,
he hates it when we go age. When we go age, Scott can't handle it.
I lose. I lose.
Well, let's jump right into it.
We will. We have a show, as every week we have a show where we talk to people who are very passionate about what they do. They want to share with us their lives in terms of how it works with their businesses, where they came from, how they got to where they are, and how they work with employees or their clients. And every show we have someone really interesting, and today is no different.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say hello to you and introduce you to a Thomas Batty. Thomas, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Scott?
Thomas, thank you. I'm doing very well. This is Mark Cook. Thomas is a partner in the firm called Enlil, which is like a communications firm in so many ways. And you might think, well, what does that mean? We're going to find out right now. Thomas, tell us about where you came from, how you got excited about this stuff, and a little bit about your company.
Sure. I mean, well, we'll start with Enlil. I mean, Enlil is a full-service marketing firm. My background is actually in finance. I graduated from Immaculata University with a degree in personal finance. I worked in many years in investments and insurance and lending and all of that. Did it for, more than a decade. It's where I got a lot of my speaking experiences, and I worked with small businesses the whole time.
Right.
A few years ago, a friend of mine approached me, Sandra Capuccio, who is the founder of Enlil Communications. She wanted to know if I could bring some of those expertise into the business, which I was more than happy to do. Myself and Sandra have worked on many projects over the years. So when I had the opportunity to jump in, I jumped in with both feet. So that's kind of the perspective that I bring to the table. Is that really that business mentality into the marketing.
Share with us a little bit what that means, because I'm a finance major. Finance if you're out of college, finance if you're still in college. I can say it either way. That's how cool I am.
Right.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I'm a numbers guy, and I'm trying to figure out the connection between the financial side of things and the creative communications. And you do websites, you do branding, you do commercials for people. You really take a company's world and you show it to everybody in some tangible way.
That is exactly right.
So
that is exactly
I'm
right.
so curious
that is our
about how it works
tagline: communicating your world.
How about that?
Enlil Communications, communicating your world.
Well, Tom, I think it's really amazing because when I looked at the services list, you guys do so much.
Yes.
It's like it's a one-stop shop for everything that you would need, from anything from brand strategy to brand positioning to social media management to logo manipulation, graphics.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of
research.
amazing how you guys have grown over the years.
Yes.
And looking at the client list, it's pretty impressive.
We have some very interesting clients, yes.
All over the world.
And we are always getting new projects, and that is one of the funnest things about the job, is we always seem to be getting approached with new and different things, especially things that other companies, maybe somebody doesn't really know where to go, because they have something that's kind of unique, and they really don't know who to look to, and they'll give us a call, and sure, we can do it.
Because you are unique, and the one thing that jumped out to me when I went and visited the website was unique. It doesn't look like every other, I'll say communications type company, because that's what you guys technically are. But the website, it just looked and felt different. It felt cooler. It felt better. It felt like I was about to be in touch with a really cool company.
And
that's definitely like the vibe you guys are going for.
Yes,
and
very family. We're like a family, and we treat our clients like family.
Tell us a little bit about the company. It's you and Sandra, and I've met Sandra before. She's a wonderful creative mind, a very nice, young, energetic, enthusiastic person, which I love.
Yes, she is.
And she has a business, like you said, all over the world. Much of it in Canada, because we've talked a little bit, and of course, one day we're going to meet her too. But today we have you. No problem there. But you do so much for a company. Maybe you can give us an example. If you don't have to use a name, if you don't want, but share with us how you meet a particular company, what you've done for a particular company. That I think the audience would like to know how you've made them happier and hopefully more successful.
I mean, we do everything, but we do like to focus on, specific things. One of the things that we like to do the most is integrated marketing strategies. We work with companies, say anywhere from, we'll work from anyone that's a startup or a company maybe that has 60 employees or so. We don't really deal with the larger stuff. We like to deal with the small business. And we will go ahead and look over all their marketing, see what they have and what they don't have, and put together a strategy and, really try and solidify things. Give them a consistent brand image and a consistent message across all their marketing platforms, print and digital.
Well, it sounds like, to me, I was a marketing guy, and I ended up with an economics degree, but to me that sounds very common sense driven, right? Like, yeah, well, of course all your stuff should look the same, but that is a big problem for a lot of small businesses, is that they're inconsistent in delivering their message across different mediums, and that's what Enlil does. They're going to consolidate your message into one simple, clear, sales-driven message that's going to actually achieve the marketing that you want, rather than just kind of shooting darts everywhere. Because really, if you don't have a strategic plan, that's what you're doing.
And that's right. And we do sit down with most clients and we do strategic planning sessions. Depending on the level of the client, we may go in twice a month or maybe once a month, but we're always in contact with our clients. It's never over the phone. It's always in person.
That's good.
And that's when we get down and we really and that's the thing we find, because usually there are so many different companies and so many different people out there trying to get a piece of the market or whatnot.
Right.
And usually you find that one company did search engine optimization, or one company developed a website, one company did print marketing or whatnot, and it's all fragmented. It's all over the place and whatnot. And that's where we come down and look at all these kind of things and say, okay, we're going to take all this and we're going to bring it into one cohesive thing that communicates a consistent and clear brand message, and that's what we really excel at.
How awesome is it when it works?
Is
it the greatest feeling in the world?
I love my job every day.
It's awesome, isn't it?
I have the best time every day, every minute of every day. You have to literally stop me from working.
That's awesome.
I will work 24 hours a day unless somebody stops me.
That just goes to show how above and beyond you go for your clients. And the customer service, the face-to-face interaction is just it's so important, and it's so necessary in business today that we feel like we're losing touch, right? It's emails, it's text messages, it's quick phone calls here and there, but to really get down and know someone, develop the relationship, develop the business, is to really sit down face to face and make sure that that connection is made and that the proper plan is outlined for the business to achieve what Tom does. And I know that when it hits, and when you've developed a plan that you see come to fruition and then it work, I can't imagine there's a better feeling in the world.
Well, especially for the client who's paying for it, because
exactly.
Nothing's free. But what I find interesting is that not only do you work with the outside world, meaning we need more business, you also work with the inside world, which is how can we make our employees better?
Sure,
you do
absolutely.
training, you do boot camps.
Sure.
And frankly, a lot of times when people think my sales are bad or something's not, my service is not, I'm not getting enough money on my service factor of my product, oftentimes it's internal, not external.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just how you pick up the phone, or it's how you deal with your clients. It's the go-to attitude. We could talk about so many companies, Commerce Bank being a perfect example, how it's a yes bank. And they have a brand, and everybody follows that. And to do that with every company is a major challenge, but I don't think anybody would argue the success of Commerce Bank.
No, not at all. They changed the entire industry.
Exactly.
I worked in banking when I was younger, and they really did. They changed the entire industry.
So you do branded boot camps, and we're going to be talking about a few more things, but we do have to take a break because some people have to have sponsors here to pay for this stuff.
Yeah, we're going to run. Yeah, I know. I don't know who would do that.
Well, I thought our presence alone would be enough.
No, we knew it wasn't going to be. Yeah, we knew that part.
All right, well, listen, we will be back again with Thomas Batty. He works with and is a partner of Enlil Communications, a really cool communications company. I'm here with Mark Cook. This is Scott Tanker, www.radiovisionnetwork.com. I do it all the time. We'll be back after these messages.
Sub some sizzle. This is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Oh, hey, there I am. I'm Mark Cook. Oh, and there he is. He's Scott Tanker. So this is Breakfast with the Boss. You're on the Radio Vision Network on Morning Coffee, and we're talking to Thomas Batty from Enlil Communications. Now, Tom, I wanted to talk about the name because I know all about this god of wind, fire, power, and all that stuff. He's a pretty interesting guy, Enlil.
There you go.
And you know, when I first heard the name, I thought to myself, well, maybe it's a combination of names. Maybe it's something. I got to get to the bottom of this here because I was not up on my gods of Samaritan rule or whatever. So Enlil was a very interesting guy, right? He was a god, and he lived in this area, but then he took on a mistress and was forced out of that area, right? So he goes to this other area and becomes like the king of this area, right? They named the area after him. And then they're like, oh, wait a second, he's not bad, he's cool. Come back. Like, hey, like, yeah, like we kicked you out, right? But now we realize that you're cool, so you should come back. So he does. He goes back, right?
Wow.
And the whole thing is it's all about it's all about like he was originally like wind. Right, god of wind. Am I saying that right? You know more about this than I do, I bet.
Let's let him tell us.
Yeah. So where did the name really come from?
That you would really need to talk to my partner from, because since she founded the company, that was her vision and her branding strategy.
Okay.
When she first started this, and she has never really properly even explained it to me.
Okay.
But you are exactly right.
I'm on the right track, right?
Yes, you are on the right track.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was so interesting. The name kind of just hit me, and she did that on purpose. I think it's important because
for those folks out there, they need to Google it.
Oh my God! Yeah, if you Google it, that's pretty much you'll get all that Sumerian god type stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, the name stands out. It's something that's kind of hard to forget. It's very unique. Like I said, this company was Sandra's vision. She started it. She branded it. That was her vision.
It was just so cool to read about, though, because it's like it's a real thing, right? And then they go and they talk about like Canaanites and all of these things that like you've heard of, but you don't really know how it applies in history and all this stuff. Like it's that stuff that you learn and that it went in and went out. But Enlil always kept standing out, right? I remember I saw it on the schedule a little while ago, and I was like, Enlil, what is that, right? So then I check them out, check out the company, and I'm like, wait a second, these guys are awesome. Now I need to figure out what the name means, right? So then I Wikipedia, what a resource that is, right? And it came right up, and there was a whole page with a whole bunch of different sections about Enlil.
It's funny though, because that's actually, that's a good thing about branding and whatnot. I mean, Sandra picked the name, and when we do speak to customers and everything, at some point in the conversation, whether it's an initial conversation or somewhere down the road, they always want to talk about the name.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're branding a company, you want people to be interested in the name and to have that name stuck in the back of her head. So Sandra picked a good name, and that just shows how creative she is and how good she is at branding.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's the greatest testimony right there.
Going back to some of the clients that you work with, or some of the things you see out there, what are some of the things that people don't do right in your business? Clients don't do right. What's some common threads of incorrect behavior,
that's a tough one.
Incorrect social media?
That is huge. Yeah. I mean, that is huge.
Is there some theme that everybody doesn't do enough of? Maybe in each of the separate areas?
They don't use their brains when they're posting stuff?
No. When you think about that, I mean, because the biggest social media outlet is Facebook. And, that is the one common thread when it comes to social media. Depending on the clients, we may use a whole host of different social media outlets, but Facebook is the one that's consistent with all companies. All companies will have at the core of the website and the Facebook page. And clients really believe that when they're dealing with their Facebook business page, they really don't differentiate it between how they use it to communicate with their friends and their family and whatnot. And it's a completely different animal, and they really don't understand that. And they really don't understand the power of it or how far-reaching it is.
Right.
There are 1.7 billion people on Facebook. It is the greatest marketing tool that has ever been invented.
Yeah. Should you do business on Facebook?
Should you do business as far as...
like a LinkedIn, which is more of a business type?
Well, we do LinkedIn too, of course. LinkedIn is another big one. But I mean, as far as communicating the brand message and whatnot, because Facebook is real time, you can post on a daily or at least a few times a week or whatnot. Right. You can always give people insight into what's going on into your business at that particular time. And if somebody has a question or a comment, you can communicate that in real time, where you cannot do through a lot of other outlets.
Hold that thought, because we're going to talk some more about this. We're here with Thomas Batty. He is partner in charge of Enlil Communications. Look up Enlil on Google. Get back to us. I know it's very interesting. It's an incredible story. Mark Cook, Scott Tanker. We'll be back after these messages.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions. Our clients save money 100% of the time. Trust Tanker Consulting Services, the knowledgeable, professional, and friendly provider of secure payment services. We set the standard by which others are measured. Call now for a free written analysis. 609-922-0201.
Welcome back. Here we are. We're on the last segment of our conversation here with Thomas Batty from Enlil Communications. I'm here with Mark Cook. This is Breakfast with the Boss on RadioVisionNetwork.com every Thursday from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Now, Thomas, we've talked about a lot of different things, and there's so many ways to help clients. I presume when you meet with them, that your initial consultations are courtesy of the firm, sort of just to get to know them.
Absolutely.
And you'll meet them in their office, or you'll meet them on the phone, or they can come to your office.
No, we always meet them there. I always go out to the business.
You like to go out to the business.
Yes.
Okay.
It's easier for them.
And it doesn't matter where the business is.
I mean, business
clients worldwide.
Yes.
Which is pretty neat.
Yes, Sandra will often travel to
wherever she's got to go.
Faraway places. Yeah.
I mean, a lot. Well, we've had a lot of clients in like San Antonio area and Edmonton and things like that. So Sandra will often take trips. A couple times a year.
It's cool because you get to see a lot of different places that you wouldn't get to see, like catch an Oilers game when you're in Edmonton. Like, wait,
that's exactly.
How often do you get a chance to do that?
She loves well, she doesn't love the Oilers. She's a big Flyers fan, but she does love to go up there. Yeah. She's a hockey fan, and she also likes to watch. They have a CFL sports team in Edmonton,
that's
so
fun. That's
she
cool.
catches those games. I think they're called the Eskimos or something. I don't know. I don't
the
know.
Edmonton Eskimos.
I'm
that's
not.
funny.
You're the partner.
Yeah. So, Eskies or something. I'm not sure.
Take a moment with us, Thomas, and tell the audience here in this camera over here on my left how to get a hold of you, where to get a hold of you, and when to get a hold of you.
Sure. I mean, you can really reach out to us at any time. We're an internet company. I work all the time, so I am constantly on my phone or on the internet. So, best place to always reach us would be through the internet, www.enlilcommunications.com. You could use the contact form there, or our Facebook page. Just go into the search box and put in Enlil Communications. You can send an instant message there. I typically respond within 5 minutes. Or you could call directly. You could call my cell phone directly, 215-341-9335. Any way you want to communicate with us, we're happy to talk to you in whatever's most comfortable. Send us a text message.
Do you have like a form that clients fill out to help you understand their business?
No, but you know what? I understand that. You know, background in finance and whatnot. You know, where you kind of sit down and you get an individual investors or whatnot, a profile, whatnot. I kind of take that into what I do. I just go with a notepad. And I really just kind of let the customer speak and tell me what they're interested in, what their expectations are, where they're looking to go with their company. And I listen more than I speak. Obviously, I take a lot of notes. I go home, I think about it. You know, I put together a strategy, and then I'll present them with several different options based on where their price range is. You know, something that I feel is something that would best suit their needs, and then I'll give them some options, a little on one end or the other, if they want to go a little higher or they want to go a little lower. I don't want anyone to feel that they're, they have to do what it's, here's some options for you.
It's a good way to approach it. It's
a
team. You guys become a team. It's a collaboration.
It is. It's all about building the relationship. I never want anyone to feel uncomfortable about what they purchase, so I know. If they just want to start out with one product, if they just want to sit with a web development, that's fine with me, because I'm comfortable knowing that once we do the work with them and they see how we work, that they will be so satisfied that they will want us to do more.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. It hasn't not happened yet. So.
That's great. It's great. That means you're doing something right. It's really cool.
Now, Sandra's been doing this for 8 years. You came on board as a partner 2 years ago, I guess.
Yes.
Right? And Sandra's background, if you can spend a minute maybe telling us a little bit
Yes,
about her.
I mean, Sandra has an amazing background. Sandra was in the academic world. Sandra is, she still teaches college. Some points. She still takes 1 day a week, and she teaches communications and social media and things like that to the youth of America.
It's good.
So, I mean, when we're talking about her background, this is something that's lifelong for her. She is just a hair away from her PhD. And she is, when it comes to business communications and social media and things like that, she has an enormous background of, academic knowledge as well as practical knowledge in the field. We could go all day. With her qualifications, they're off the charts.
She's an expert. It's quite simple.
They're beyond experts.
Yeah.
There's no one. I don't think there's anyone in the field that has her level of expertise or her level of background in education and whatnot. She just really doesn't. And the two, my expertise, a lot of my business background and things like that, the way that they blended together over the past 2 years have been really great.
Perfect,
yeah. It has really helped us to grow. It has really given us multiple. The client, everything we look at with the clients is looked at from a few different perspectives, because there's always several people that are looking at things.
Right.
And Sandra's doing all the creative stuff and whatnot, and where I'm keeping an eye on the bottom line. I want to see how. I want our marketing to be effective. If our clients aren't making money, I'm not doing my job, and that won't happen.
Right.
If they're not making money, then I'm
not right. You're not performing.
I will not let that happen.
Right. It goes back to what you were talking about earlier, how you work 24 hours a day. And
well, that's the thing.
Just, you gotta
if something comes up and if there's a problem or whatnot, hey, I'm on it.
I urge everybody out there to go. Listen, they can help you. You may not even know what your problem is, but there's a problem. Call Tom. He's going to help you identify it, and then he's going to help you fix it. So the easiest thing to do is just open up another tab. You're on the internet, right? Open another tab right now. Go to Enlil Communications, fill out the form. Tom will call you back, and you get the ball rolling that way. Trust me, you will not regret it. You'll be glad you did.
These are the kind of things that if your company is not doing as well as you expect, you need to uncover everything you can to determine the way to go. And what's really cool about Enlil is not only do they have the creative side of the business, they also have a little business side of the business, which together can really help you put together
great team.
A budgeted plan that meets every need you have. I implore everybody to give Thomas a call, and you can call him at the numbers he mentioned. I have another number here, 856-208-7855. That's the office. Ask for Sandra, ask for Thomas. They'll be happy to speak to you, and it's such a pleasure having you on as a guest. Thank you so
great.
much.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
Mark, thank you.
It was great.
Another great show.
Let's see. That's what we do here. That's how we do it.
It's not us though.
No,
it's the guests.
Yeah, of course.
It's all about the guests.
Of course it is.
We're the coach.
That's the reason.
Coaches.
That's he's the reason that we're here.
They make all the money, and we just sit there and interview them.
Wait, there's money?
Well, I think that's what happens. Yeah. All right, well, we'll be back next week. We're going to investigate this money side of things. It's always great to see you. This is Mark Cook, Scott Tanker, RadioVisionNetwork.com, each and every Thursday, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Be here next week. We're sure to see you, and have a great week. Take care now. And one more thing. For those of you who celebrate the Jewish tradition, happy, healthy New Year to all of you out there, and we'll see you next week.